Samsung IndyCar Series heads to another oval on the schedule. We're here at the Gateway International Speedway for the running of the Worldwide Technology 300 race number 10 of season number 1. Dylan Trask in 98, looking to be the first driver to win 2 races in this season, has won the pole for tonight's race. 2's outside. Second is the 14 of Max Rossi. Then third's Christian Richardson. Fourth we have Casey Nanico, and Kai Alexander rounds out the top 5, the 28 car. In 6th place it's Marshall Burrell. 7th we have Trey Rainey, his brother Luke Rainey in 8th. 9th it's Oliver Evans, and John Gilbert, the 48, rounds out the top 10. Rest of the field, there's Zachary Fitzgerald Sr., 2's outside, the 12 of Bronson Minnick. Then Anthony Ness, the 66, Carter Friesen in the 20. Then we have Anthony Rodriguez and Jake Galloway, the 88, with Ryan Brommer and Kashawn Richardson in the 7. Then there's Anthony Lehman and Tyler Fink, the 59, with John Smith and Jonathan Rains in the 15. Then there's Code Luigi and Sebastian Kukulan, with Riley Sampson and Anthony Fox, the 22. Then we have Noggin Scott and Brandon Grenier, the 25, with Mark Silas and Riley Sprolytube. Then we have Jay Brando and points leader Christian Vargas, the 4, with Justin Zaydell and Jose Mills. And in the final row, Trey Wright and Brandon Beal rounds out the field in the 36th starting position. Let's go on trackside and fire these cars up with this starting command.
Drivers, start your engines!
36 cars are rolling off the starting grid for racing around this 1 mile oval Gateway for race number 10 of the season. Andretti Autosport comes in once again with the owner's points lead by a decent margin over Dale Quinn Racing and Dustin Dietz and Team Penske and Matthew Logan, and 2 of the 5 Andretti Autosport cars to inside the top 5 tonight. One of them on pole, Dylan Trask. To his outside is AJ Foyt Enterprises' Max Rossi coming to the green flag. 36 laps of action around the Gateway International Speedway coming down. The green flag will be shown. Trask will step on the gas. And there it is, we're racing at Gateway. You saw coming off turn 2, Richardson had run but got loose off the corner. Front 2 pull away, Trask leads lap 1, Rossi second. The battle for third is on Richardson trying to fend off Kai Alexander to turn number 1. The 21 chops off the 28's nose, gets down line in third, Xander's to fourth. For fifth, Trey Rainey on Casey Nanico. As the 8 goes up the racetrack, Rainey gets that spot a little bit 3 wide further back in the pack, down the back stretch. Looks like it may be Tyler Fink going to the middle of the racetrack. It is. 3 wide, up top, or down low, Jose Mills up top. That's the 26 of Ryan Brommer, trying to get through 3 and 4 cleanly. That's a hard racetrack to go 3 wide at. It's a small racetrack, but they're able to make it work for now. He's up at the front 2 have pulled away. Trask, Max Rossi on the back door, trying to get there. Richardson, Xander, Trey ran the top 5, Nanico in line 6th. Fitzward is 7th by Oliver Evans, who's back to 8th. 9th is Anthony Rodriguez, 10th for Kashawn Richardson. Hernandez knocks down the wall, falls back to 11th. Luke Rainey, middle lane, a 3 wide. Down low, Anthony Lehman up top, Marshall Burrell. Off to turn 3. And sometimes not necessarily bad to be in the middle of the racetrack. Get some decent runs through the corners. You're not high enough to where you'll lose ground. You're not low enough to where you'll get tight underneath. So it can actually be good to be in the middle of the racetrack. Saw with Luke Rainey there, he gained a spot off it. He got through the 66 cleanly, up to 12th for the 2 of Luke Rainey. And from him, the 63 of Anthony Lehman currently in the 11th position. As they race down the back stretch, Trask pulled away from Rossi to turn number 3. He goes up the racetrack though through 3 and 4. Rossi a little lower. He could try and dig her off the corner, get a nice run. Trask maybe trying different lines to get out front. You know, he could try and pull away and try some different lines. It didn't work for the 98 that time, though. The 14 closed in big time. So running high through 3 and 4, not good for the 98 Trieste. Rossi has closed the gap to about car length behind that number 98. He's closed Deacon off turn 2. Another great run for the 14 down the back straight. And Max Rossi showing some pace right now. 4 laps into the race. Coming around to clear 5th lap. Rossi's still there in the back of the 98. He's pressuring him, trying to find a way around, trying to make the 98 force a mistake. Battle for 6th might be heating up. Nyako has it. Fitzwater's going to want it. Back here balance at the top 10. Richardson has the 10th spot. Here comes Anthony Lehman for that spot. Luke Rain just on the back door as well, along with Cole Luigi. Minnick is 14th. Ramirez is 15th. And while his teammate Max Rossi runs in the 2nd position, Vargas is back outside the top 20 and 24th. He's got by Jake Galloway for 23rd. Looking to get by Jose Mills for 22nd. So the 4 starting to come forward a little bit right here, as we're not even a 6th of the way, and we're going to be a 6th of the way done this time by. And around they go in the front stretch, crash down low, and it's a crash inside the top 10. That battle for 6 has gone wrong, and they're still stacking them up on the front stretch. Grenier involved. Tyler Fink slows to get by. Who's that sitting there? It's Jonathan Rains. Nyako the first to go around. Oliver Evans with them. Fitzwater Rodriguez as well. Racing back around to the yellow flag. Trieste has to lead Rossi in 2nd. And coming back around, car number 98 from the pole position leads the first 7 laps back to the yellow flag in front. Max Rossi 2nd. And a big accident on the front stretch brings a halt to the action here at Gateway. That was that battle they were talking about. Fitzwater's going to want that spot from Nyako, and it turned wrong. Around they went on the front stretch, and now the big problem for these drivers, fuel mileage. We've done 7 laps. They're about 11, 12 laps short on fuel. Do they want to risk it at this point, make it a fuel mileage ending? It looks like they're gonna. Trieste and Rossi definitely coming in. Or Trieste's just overshot it. Something's gone wrong with the 98. Maybe he's decided to stay out. I think he's actually coming down. That's a very aggressive entry into pit road. He didn't really have to do that. It looks like everyone's going to be hitting the pits for tires and fuel. If not tires, fuel for sure. And it looks like no one is going to dare stay on the racetrack. Looks like everyone wants to come down the pit lane. They think they can make it from here, and I'm sure everyone, race strategists included, are hoping that they have the fuel mileage to get to the end. So Trieste the first car into pit road. Max Rossi spun his tail in 2nd the whole race. We'll see how the pit stops go for these front 2, and we'll see who wins the race off pit road. So into the pit stalls, they're going to take at least tires here. Max Rossi right behind Trieste's pit. Jack down first in the 98, he leaves. Max Rossi leaves in 2nd. 3rd place is Richardson, basically the same top 5 as they came in. So Dylan Trieste's team does the job on pit road, gets them off in 1st. But what happened right at the caution flag as a crash happens at the front of the field? One of the first ground, Casey Nyako in the 8 car, doing service on pit road, but is falling a lap down. We mentioned this big time battle for 6th position. Nyako had it. Fitzwater's going to want it at some point. Right here through 3 and 4, he said, I want it. The 8 slides at the racetrack. 19 is digging hard in the bottom of the racetrack. As it comes off the corner, Fitzwater too hard on the gas. The 8 too low, maybe. They make contact. 8 into the inside wall hard. Fitzwater gets the 77 of Oliver Evans. Anthony Rodriguez. Now we're going to look at Fitzwater up in the air. Back down to the wheels, but a terrible crash for the 19 is Zachary Fitzwater Sr. And then these drivers are in the middle of the racetrack. Cars are coming in. 77 hits 3rd one into traffic. Rains, Grenier nowhere to go. Anthony Fox, a terrible collision there as the 77 got hit up into traffic. Another look at full speed, then a few more camera angles. Fitzwater a little too aggressive in the gas. Nyako, I think, was lower than he should have been. He could have been up against the wall more. Look at Fitzwater's crazy ride. Right there, 77 hits the 31 into traffic. And Rains nails hard a terrible collision right at the start-finish line. Another look at it. Coming off turn 4. Right there, see, the 8 was about a lane lower than he could have been. The 19 came up a little too high. It's just kind of both going for the same real estate right there. And oh, look at that hit. And one more angle of it from afar. Let's watch off turn number 4. Watch right there. 19 up in the air. Back down to earth. And then the 31 right here hit into traffic. And Rains nowhere to go once that all took place. One more look at it. So we're going to see a better angle of the secondary hit along with the 19's flip. Takes it spinning. 31 trying to find out where to go and runs right into Fitzwater. Sends him airborne. And then the 31 here, right here, sideways on the track, down low enough. And the 77 hits it up into the 15, into the 25, into the 22. Along with, who is that? Trey Wright on the outside also got some damage and all that. Meanwhile, at the front, the race for the lead. Trieste and Max Rossi. Trieste wins the race back, and the crew wins the race off pit road. Dylan Trieste from the pole is out in front in the Worldwide Technology 300 at Gateway. Green flag this time by on lap number 13. Dylan Trieste is in control of the race right now. Zachary Fitzgerald Sr., Anthony Rodriguez, Brandon Grenier, Jonathan Rains, and Oliver Evans all out to the race. Casey Nackle 1 lap down 31st. We have 30 cars currently on the lead lap. Dylan Trice from the poles at every single lap so far. He'll lead us back to the green flag in the 98 car. Second place we have Max Rossi. Christian Richardson is third, fourth for Kai Alexander. Trey Rainey is fifth. Anthony Lehman up to sixth. Cole Luigi is seventh. Luke Rainey eighth. Bronson Mick ninth. Anthony is in 10th. A good thing about that crash for some of these drivers right here, moved them up inside the top 10 for their forward to try and gain positions later in this race. So now the big question, are these drivers safe on fuel mileage? Will they make it to the end from here? Pace car to pit road. Tries from the pole. Andretti Autosport. Levi Schoens, the team owner, will lead us to the green flag. Behind in second, AJ Foot Enterprises. Evan Hunter at the helm of that team. Max Rossi, the 14 back behind. To the green flag. We're back to racing. A great jump for Trieste. What a massive start. He got away from the 14 big time. So now Trieste has a little bit of breathing room. Here's the battle for 6. Lehman up the racetrack. Colucci looking low on the bottom exit. Down to the inside, down the backstretch. One car popped the walls. Hernandez is 66. We are still going. He's just dropped a few positions. There's the battle. Our highest battle right now. Colucci for 6th. Lehman trying to keep it off the corner. A great run on the top side. And then two Penske teammates battle back behind for 8th. Minnick to the inside of Luke Rainey. Rainey had the spot. Minnick wants it. Luigi can't get by Lehman. 63 slammed the door shut down low. And Rainey trying to get the run at the top to keep 8th. Minnick trying to take it from his teammate. They race door to door, wheel to wheel down the back straight. Rainey inching ahead. Minnick, though, dives it to the bottom. Rainey now at the racetrack. Minnick with the run on the inside. And up ahead, that battle for 6th is still going on. Luigi gained back on Lehman. Minnick gets 8th. Rainey back to 9th. Now battling Carter freezing for that spot. Here comes the 20 forward. Trying to get that spot from Luke Rainey. Luke trying to get back on his teammate Minnick. Luigi looking on Lehman. The front 5 have pulled away. And they're all trying to catch Dylan Trieste, the 98, who's pulled a gap over Max Rossi, Christian Richardson, Kai Alexander, and Trey Rainey. And there's the battle for 7th now. Bronson Mick starting to come forward. Looking on Cole Luigi for that spot. That's 7th. But Code through 3 and 4 nicely pulls away from the 12 just a little bit, trying to get back to the 63 and make a pass work there. Battle for 3rd starting to heat up. Kai Alexander right in the back of Christian Richards. Good look to the end over here through 1 and 2. He has the run. Can he get the legs on the corner exit, though? He does get by. So move the 20th to 3rd. Now 2 of the top 3 are Andretti Autosport cars. Richardson back to 4th. Maybe 5th as there goes Trey Rainey down to the bottom of the racetrack. Move Trey Rainey to 4th, getting by the 21. Richardson back to 5th. And Lehman now trying to break his way inside the top 5 by his teammate Richardson. So Richardson falls back now outside the top 5 to 6th. His teammate Lehman goes by. A terrible turn of events. He's got to go back to 7th. Colucci power slides off the corner. The 21's going to keep the spot there. So Richardson inline in 6th now because the 9 slide. There goes Minnick to the inside for 7th because the 9 slipped the racetrack. But Luigi fighting on the top side 3 and 4, but goes a little too wide. Minnick in the gas down low. Down bottom, but the 9, a great run on corner exit there. Also getting the drifting up from Luke Rainey. The 9 trying to fend off the 12. There goes Friesen to the inside with Minnick. He's going to try and push that 12 by the 9 and the 2. Both the 9 slides up. There goes the 2, 3 wide. What a squeeze. And Carter Friesen 2 for 1 with that deal. And Rainey going to try and get by Cole Luigi. Friesen now inside the top 10. Luigi back to 10th. What a turn of events that was right there. And there goes Friesen on Minnick for another spot. That's for 7th. Carter Friesen moving forward the 20 car. 2 of his teammates are up there. Friesen now to 7th. His teammates 6th and 5th. And at the front, single file spread out. Richardson 6th falls back. Minnick almost into the wall. There goes Colucci back for that spot now. That's for 9th. As Rainey moves up to 8th. Friesen currently 7th. His teammate is 6th, his other teammate 5th. Trey Rainey currently 4th, trying to fend off the Ed Carpenter Racing cars. Meanwhile, 17 to go. It's all Dylan Trieste. When he won earlier in the season at Kansas, it was from the pole position, and he led every single lap. Well, tonight he started on pole. He's led every single lap of the Worldwide Technology 300. Will we see our first repeat winner of the season? Can Max Rossi somehow steal the show in the 14 car? It's just so hard to make passes at this racetrack. Such tight corners, smaller racetrack, it's hard to make passes. 98's got to really fade over this run for that 14 to have a shot. And here's a driver who's going to have a shot at the top 5 possibly. Carter Friesen is moving forward. He's now gained big on his teammate, Christian Richardson, for the 6th position. Back behind the Minnick Stoll holds 9th over Colucci's 10th. Mark Sainz 11th, Nongan Scott is 12th. Mills 13th and is back to 14th. Christian Vargas moves way up inside the top 15. So decent points recovery day for the Ford team and Christian Vargas. I think Friesen's got to have 6 before too long. His car's come alive. That blue 20 Chevrolet for Ed Carpenter Racing, bound the black 21 Chevrolet, also for Ed Carpenter Racing. There he goes to the inside turn 1. Now will his teammate let him go? Will he battle it? He's going to let him go. He's going to bring Luke Rain with him as well, I think. So there's about for 6th, 7th, and 8th. Friesen now to 6th. Richardson back to 8th as Luke Rain jumps low to grab 7th. Looking for 6th. Luke Rain trying to get by Carter Friesen, but the 20, the nice radius off the corner. It's up top at Carter Racing, down low, Team Penske. 6th place for the 20. Rainey trying to get 7th from Richardson. He will. Minnick trying to get 8th from the 21. He will. Mark Silas for 10th on Colucci. 27 jumps low. The 9 trying to get in line, but can't. Silas driving, diving to the bottom of the racetrack. Now can Colucci get the run on exit, like we've seen so many times with the cars off top. The 27 keeps it down there. Here's a side-by-side battle for 10th. The front 9 get away. Silas inside of Luigi. Scott goes up top with the 9. And there goes Jose Mills into the fray, the 60. Right in the back. He might spin the 30 if he's not careful. He had a left. Here comes Vargas up to 14th, looking for 13th. The 4 is strong. Looking, diving for 13th. What a move. Our points there, Vargas, no quit. Up to P13, get by Jose Mills in the 60. Now Luigi back to 11th, Silas is 10th. No real battles inside the top 10. As still, Trieste leads Rossi by just under half a second. That was a good run for Luke Rainey off turn 2. He had to run into Friesen. A little stalled out there though down the backstretch. Friesen a little wide through 3 and 4. There goes Rainey looking inside. Up at the front meanwhile. No one able to run down Dylan Trieste from the pole position. He's opened the gap up by over a 10th last lap. That 98 is so strong, it wouldn't surprise me if he's our first our first repeat winner of the Samsung IndyCar series. It's been so good this season. But it's also been a feast or famine season for the 98. He'll finish top 5 or he'll DNF out or just finish poorly. Kind of been that type of season for the 98. Dylan Trieste. He's coming around to see 10 to go this time by. And back behind them, Mark Sowers holds 10th down. That's Trieste's teammate. And now the gap well over 1 second. The 98 has pulled away from the 14, who is now under fire from Trieste's teammate Kai Xander. Do you think that 28's really going to try and push to get by that 14, help his teammate out there? 28 trying to get to the back of the 14, force him wide. As they come off the corner, there he is to the inside. Wheel to wheel down the front straight. And all this battle's doing is allowing that 98 to just crouch away. It's also allowing Trey Rennie from 4th to close in. As they're still side by side, Xander's going to take it off turn 2, 28 to P2. Rossi back to 3rd in the 14 after fading late. 8 to go at the start-finish line. Rossi still stuck up top. Can Trey Rennie get a podium out of the day? I think Rossi's going to be able to stay in line right there in 3rd. Get in line. And the gap has opened up now. Surely up over a second. Kai Xander has 8 laps trying to run down his teammate. But it is a second gap. And now this big battle for 5th. Lehman has 5th. His teammate Friesen is 6th. Luke Rennie in 7th has closed in. It's a 3-way battle for the top 5 spot. It could be a good battle as well. Coming to 7 to go. Lehman dives a little too hard into the corner. Carter Friesen rotating well, a little bit lower. There's the battle for 2nd again. Rossi gained back on Xander, but the 28 nice run off the top side. And it's allowing the 98 to pull away. Almost a 2nd and a 3/10. And now for 3rd. That was a nice move by Trey Rainey to get that inside slot. He'll move to the podium spot down the backstretch, getting by Max Rossi. Can Lehman pounce on this move now? Try and move inside this 14 for 4th. He was looking. Coming around to 6 to go, but don't forget, fuel could be in question. And maybe some contact for 4th, and there's the battle for 6th. Rainey inside of Friesen. It's a 2nd and a 3rd. Gap from the 98 to the 28. That's why we're showing this battle for 6th. Luke running for Team Penske into the 6th position by Carter Friesen. And this battle for 4th might not be over. Because Rossi has it, but I think Lehman's faster and he wants it. At the front of the field, it's all Dylan Trieste coming down to 5 to go. That means a yellow flag would end the race prematurely. 5 to go in the Worldwide Technology 300 for Dylan Trieste and Andretti Autosport. They're currently 1-2 here at Gateway. And they have 3 of the top 10 slots. Once again for 4th. Rossi could get the power down. Lehman's all over the back. And Luke Rennie looking on Lehman as well. This could be a good about 4-way battle for 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. Does everyone have enough fuel to make it home? If anyone doesn't, who's the first to sputter? And how will this battle for the top 5 spot go as they come off the corner? This time by 4 to go for Dylan Trieste. The gap's still growing. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. In this line of cars, 6 cars deep. Coming around to see 3 to go this time by. See them all trying to arc in this corner. Lehman did a better job at it. But just that 14 gave him dirty air. He's all over the back though. If he has a nice run the draft down the straightaway with 3 to go, can he peek inside for 4th? He's looking. Can't make the pass down low. A 2.5 seconds for the 98. That's his lead. But a great battle for top 5 spots. And those front 2, the leader's gone. Front 2 is pulled away. Oh, look at this. Cars having to come up here. They don't have enough fuel. 90 is one. The tries to hit a pit road. But he overshoots it. Kai Xander to the front. Fuel mileage. Now he's in the wall. Trey Rainey's by with 2 to go. Does he have the fuel to finish it? Caution is out. They have wrecked entering pit road. That is it. Max Rossi's in the pit barrels. It is over in Gateway. Trey Rainey is not taking the caution. He's going to race around to the white flag. Does everyone have the fuel to make it home now? Does Trey Rainey steal one? It was pit strategy Mid-Ohio that cost them the victory there. Pit strategy, they may have just won the race. There's the caution flag and the white flag for Trey Rainey. Can he coast it around for 1 mile to win the race? Heartbreak for Trieste. Every single lap led but the last 2. He'll be lucky to get a top 20 out of the day. And how big is this if it stays like this? If Trey Rainey can coast it back home ahead of Kai Xander. Dale Quinn Racing came in 2nd in owners points by Andretti Autosport. Dale Quinn Racing is going to win the race. Andretti Autosport's going to get 2nd. Everyone coasting it back around. Many cars didn't have the fuel to make it. Mark Silas is down pit road. He doesn't have the fuel to make it. But back to the checkered flag. Trey Rainey steals the win on a night where he maybe had a top 3 car. Checkered flag is out, and he's out. Trey Rainey wins, coasting to the start-finish line. The 18 is out. He was out down the front stretch. Look at that. He's coasting down. Oh, man. What an ending to this race. And Mark Silas, because he had come on pit road, did not get a top 10. The 27 crosses in 19th. Let's go see the reason for the caution flag. Max Rossi running top 5 all night long, hits the pit barrels and puts him out of the race. Aggressive pit entry for the 14 Max Rossi, trying to gain time. The 2 Luke Rain right with them. Rossi in the grass is just what we saw Trieste did, except the 98 didn't hit the pit barrels. The 14, for some reason, he just couldn't make it. He missed it completely. Got the pit barrels. The yellow comes out. Other cars trying to avoid it, and I think that's Riley Sampson that hit the pit barrels because of that. And it gives Trey Rainey a for sure victory. If it stayed green, he probably would have ran out. Trey Rainey gets back around to the line to win the race. Our 10th winner in 10 races so far this season. Let's go see the finishing results in the point standings. Here are the finish results from the Worldwide Technology 300 at the Gateway International Raceway. We had 2 caution flags tonight for 6 laps, and 1 lead change. 2 drivers saw the lead here tonight. Trey Rainey pit strategy gets him the win, as it cost him the win at Mid-Ohio earlier this season. It repays him with the win here tonight in Gateway. Kai Xander once again continuing to be consistent throughout the season, gets a 2nd place, a runner-up, but maybe will have won the race if not getting into the wall off of turn number 4. 3rd place for Anthony Lehman, 4th for Carter Friesen, and 5th place belongs to Bronson Minnick. 6th place for Christian Richardson, 7th for Cole Luigi. Christian Vargas clawed his way from 31st up to 8th at the end. The points leader showing that he deserves the championship so far, halfway done with the season. Noggin Scott comes away with a top 10 and 9th, and Jake Galloway gets a top 10 and 10th. Jose Mills, Meyershank Racing, one of their best performances of the season, 11th for him. Ryan Brummer, 12th. Anthony Nez, a great result, 13th. Justin Zaydell, 14th. Riley Sprotman, 15th. Sebastian Kukulon gets 16th. John Smith, 17th. John Gilbert, 18th. Mark Salas, 19th. And Tyler Fink rounding out the top 20. All 3 of the Uncarpeted racing cars finish inside the top 6 here tonight. Lehman 3rd, Friesen 4th, Richardson in 6th. So a great day for Ed Carpenter Racing, an even better day for Dale Quinn Racing. They get the win with Trey Rainey, and they have closed in on Edge Ready All Sports owners points lead. 21st for Anthony Fox, 22nd Kashawn Rich, and 23rd Brandon Beal were the only cars to finish on the lead lap. 24th on down out or laps down due to fuel mileage. Jay Rando had to come up pit road. He falls lap down 24th. Trey Wright 25th. Luke Rainey 26th. Dylan Trieste the heartbreak here. Fell lap down, start on pole at the first 33 laps of the race, finishes 27th because of fuel mileage. Marshall Burrow 28th, Max Rossi hit the pit barrels 29th, 30th for Casey Nack. Riley Sampson also hit the pit barrels 31st. Oliver Evans out of the race from the first crash, 32nd him with Jonathan Raines, Brandon Grenier, Anthony Rodriguez, and Zachary Fitzwater Sr. Let's now go see the point standings. We're halfway done with season number 1. Halfway through with the Samsung IndyCar Series season, 10 races down, 10 races to go. Here are the point standings. Christian Vargas still on top in the 4 car as he's a full 76 points over Anthony Lehman, who closed in a little bit with a decent day, a top 5 here tonight. Lehman up to 2nd in points, 4 top 5s on the season. Very impressive so far for the 63. Ryan Brommer down to 3rd, Jay Randall now 4th, and Jake Galloway back inside the top 5. Brandon Grenier is now 6th, Justin Zaydell 7th, John Smith 8th, Cole Luigi up inside the top 10 to 9th, and rounding out the top 10, Bronson Minnick in the 12. Carter Friesen now 11th, Dylan Trieste down to 12th after a bad day. It was his 3rd pole of the season. Could have been a dominating win, his 2nd straight, but not meant to be. He has 64 laps led this season, all those coming within 3 races, a majority of it coming within 2 races. Kashawn Richardson is now 13th, Trey Rainey with the win is now up to 14th, Brandon Beals 15th, Luke Rain down to 16th, Anthony Rodriguez 17th, Riley Sampson 18th, Casey Necco 19th, Kai Xander now 20th, continuing the string of consistent finishes he has had lately in the season, moving up inside the top 20 points. 21st now Marshall Burrow, John Gilbert 22nd, 23rd Anthony Nez, 24th Mark Salas, Zachary Fitzwater Sr. in 25th, Riley Sprue, Tyler Fink, Christian Richardson, Trey Wright, and Anthony Fox round out the top 30, with Jonathan Raines, Noggin Scott, Jose Mills, Sebastian Kukulon, Oliver Evans, and Max Rossi rounding out the field. At the top right are the owners' points. Obviously, Dale Quinn Racing, Dustin Diaz has closed in onto the points lead. Levi Jones and Andretti Autosport had, but it's still pretty good for Andretti Autosport. They're still up there. And also some other teams that needed the days like Team Penske and Ed Carpenter Racing and AJ Foyt Enterprises. They had some good days as well, so still pretty close up there in terms of the owners' points lead. But now we're going to start the second half of the Samsung IndyCar Series season, and it's basically going to be another track like this. We go to the Richmond Raceway for the Target 300. I will see you guys then.